good afternoon. This is a happy hips stretch sequence, okay? So we've done a few of these that focus on the hips. This one is a really nice flow, a few slightly different exercises, but it's going to be focusing predominantly on the hips, getting them stretched out, mobilised, and hopefully feeling really good. So jump on in, join in, take your time. You're not going to need any equipment, just a bit of space to move around in. So we're going to start with some hip circles. So we're just focusing on drawing a circle with the knee. It doesn't have to be a big circle. This is more about just getting the area warmed up and loosened off a little bit before we do a few more sort of tougher stretches. And if you can, just start to make those circles a little bigger now. And you feel the glute muscles working. And then try the other side. So again, start small. Really focus on drawing a good circle. So concentrate on drawing a smooth, round circle, bigger and bigger. It's dead easy just to kind of do those fast. If you concentrate, you're going to get a lot more out of it. So root to groin is next. So keeping the knees down to start with, you're going to step the foot up and just a little bit of a stretch. And then switch legs, step forward, a little bit of a stretch. And just keep stepping and stretching. A few more on each side. You can keep stepping just a little bit further each time as you warm everything up. So, put yourself on your back now. Cross one foot over onto the opposite thigh. You can have the knee from the midline and then push it out to the side. Okay, you can use your hands or you can just use the hip muscles to do this nice dynamic stretch. Just opening the hips up. You'll find one side's got loads of range of motion, and then likely the other not so much. So just take your time, loosen the hips off, working on this rotation of the hip joint. If you've been sat on the sofa working on your laptop or at a desk, this one's a really nice one for just getting those hips stretched back out again. So this for me is a stiffer side, so I'm just going to use my hand a little bit just to help facilitate that stretch. Okay, now sit yourself up. As the hips should be a bit warmer now, I'm going to go into a nice stretch. So cross the foot over. Hook your arm around, so you're stretching the left side, you're going to hook the right arm around, and then you're going to use that forearm as a lever to pull that elbow, pull that knee up towards your shoulder. You just got that in the crux of your elbow. I'm just going to hold there. You should feel that through this hip. Sit nice and tall. You can turn into the stretch a little bit. Again, this is the good side. This one's not stretching so much. I know as soon as we go on to this side, that's where I'm going to spend a little bit more time. So we'll hold this for a little bit and then we'll switch to the other side. Nice deep breaths, good posture, keep reminding yourself of that. It's easy to slump when you're doing these stretches. Okay, and then try the other side. Just feel the difference. Just turn into that stretch a little bit. Keep pulling that knee up to the opposite shoulder. Now we're going to bring our feet together. We're going to try and pull them in, so grasp your toes with your hands. Sit as tall as you can and just let the weight of your legs pull the knees down. And again, you might find one side a little bit more flexible than the other. Just try and keep it nice and even and just relax into that stretch. And as you can, just pull those feet in a little bit closer and just gently stretch those out. You might want to sit on a cushion for this one. I'm just at the point where I can do this one, but it might be better if I did just have a cushion or two to sit on, just to raise me up that little bit. Or you can just take the feet out a little bit. You can always use your elbows again just to facilitate the stretch, pushing down a little bit. Focus on a nice tall posture, taking some deep breaths into your belly. Okay, now moving into our 90-90 position. And you're going to fold forwards, this leg in front of you. And if you can, just come down and just hold that stretch. And again, you should be feeling that all in this hip on the outside. And the more you work across towards your foot, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. So just take your time on this one. Deep breaths. And as you breathe out, just relax into that stretch. And switch sides. So you can try and get into those same sort of positions, leaning into the stretch. Can't quite get as low. No, this side's not as good. You'll find the same more than likely. You spend some time in that stretch, finding the point where you're kind of getting that nice stretch. You don't want to be uncomfortable. Nice deep breaths. Okay, so next up is our hip flexor stretch and reach. So, lunge position, the knee that's down, that's the side we're going to be stretching, so we're going to reach up, and we're going to reach over, and while we're doing that, we're bracing the core, squeezing the glute, and just pushing those hips forward. And we're just going to reach as tall as we can, and feel that stretch all up the side of our body. Keep reaching, brace and stretch. You can even turn into it a little bit as well. You might find that gets you an even bigger stretch. And then switch sides. Reach up. Feel that stretch here. Just twist if you can. You can even use two arms to reach up. And relax. So we're going to finish up with a little bit of hamstrings, and that way we've kind of stretched and mobilised our hips from all different angles. What you're going to do, you're going to, if you can, grab the leg behind, and you're just going to straighten that leg up. Again, shouldn't be uncomfortable or painful, this one, just work within the range of motion that you have. Obviously, the more you pull it up, the harder it's going to be. And then you're going to switch over, stretch up and down. If you want a bigger stretch, you just sort of Straighten that leg up higher. Nicely done. One last stretch. You're just going to hug the knees up to the chest. And we're just going to relax and take some deep breaths there. Whatever you've got planned for the rest of the day, just taking a minute to stretch out. Nice deep breaths. Your body will thank you. Try not to fall asleep. It's easy done after a stretching session when you're nice and relaxed. And slowly get yourself back up. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. Good, well-rounded hip mobilisation and stretch. And I'm feeling nice and ready for my workout later on today. So, get stuck in guys, enjoy that one. I'll see you soon.